heart. That's what we've always called you, Bren. But this game's about to be a doozy. I have no idea what to expect for Ascent. It's normally,
an unknown quantity.
Normally, XSET's permaban. They have only floated it against 100 Thieves. And that, to me, indicates disrespect. Like, we can open our permaban to you because we don't think you're good enough at this map. And they're also playing strange roles. Zekken back onto the Sova. They've got BCJ on Omen. So, if 100 Thieves can't win here, it would be pretty disappointing for the squad.
Such an interesting one. So much just being used as well to try and clear out tree there with the drone fragment. Now, quick smoke down, cloud burst to try and get the cross in. The dash is enabled to see if it actually gets utilized. There we go, straight into the boathouse, but the crossfire is there. Aaron not being cleared out of B main. He's got the prime location for trying to shut down this approach, and they do it relatively easily.
Bopped. Absolutely bopped. And 100 Thieves are pinging out on the map here, where they flanked from, I think, as there was a push out through A main. Zekken was running his way into the plant, into the site, sorry, to fend off that hit. And I would imagine here, Brent, that we might be in for some whimsical battling, because if XSET are playing on their perma, they probably, I'm going to assume they haven't had too much scrim time on Ascent. Historically, if they've been banning it out. Maybe they specifically prepped it against 100 Thieves and it's some kind of crazy pocket pick. It's possible.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Over these teams, I mean, we don't have a lot of information for this map on them.
No.
It is a lot of unknowns.
Neither of these teams play it too often.
And so,
I think that's why XSET are comfortable floating it, specifically against 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
They ban it against everyone else.
So this map really comes down to the question for me is, which team is going to be pulling out the more interesting wild card in terms of their compositions? It's a fast approach from 100 Thieves. They're not through the choke point, though. One way was difficult to try and get through, and yeah, now with all space really being gained, the spike is just slowly making its way now back over towards B, but no B main control for Stella. Has just been holding it at a slight angle.
Yeah, just a really passive hold, and that's a pretty classic position for Stella to be playing, no matter what the map is. He's going to give you some level of extremity hold, but probably not very aggressively. Playing his life more than trying to play the map control. Just farming up an orb, moving back around. They're going to see what they can do here, but it looks like it should be fairly clean for XSET.
Yeah, guard as well to try and push back the... Once more, the attempt at trying to get this spike down. It's a clean round.
And now we get to see how confident do XSET feel on their defense side. We've seen that their map pool's been in an interesting position recently. I'm thinking back to the game against the Guard, where they finally lost their streak on split, and yet were able to battle back in that series and win on the Guard's favored picks. Does XSET have something cool to cook up on their bonus round here? They're not going to go for any kind of, shark attack or tiles push with Cryo having a Marshall in his hand, I'm sure. But it does look like they're going to go for an aggressive play towards A main. They've been running this a little bit with BCJ playing alongside Def.
Right here.
And Aaron this is the second round now out of 3 where Aaron's taken an aggressive position in B main to start the round. Now he drops off and plays towards Market as Cryo gets smoked. Come to assist the Jet. But that might be something to keep an eye on if Aaron wants to get aggro with a Spectre or a Judge or something on that side of the map. Have a Killjoy battle.
Good info once more from the knife. Yeah, so much to take into account, so much to take in with both of these teams playing these compositions. The one-way's set up once more. And Smoke gives Def the angle he needs to know when he should be dropping down that nade Cryo. Okay, Marshall in hand does get the tag. On the kill, though. A bit of fire exchange between either sides. But Paranoia now in hand for Bang. Wants to try and set something up for his team to try and push through here. Def ready and waiting. The flash and the dash. It all combines, and it's a beautiful one for Will. Takes off one of their heads, but BCJ's one step ahead. Playing inside their own cloud burst. Cryo with the Marshall off at that one angle. It does return once more. A shot onto Derek.
Finishes off the same damage that he'd done earlier on in the round.
Yeah.
And now it's down to Zekken and Aaron. They know that Asana's positioned over on Catwalk, and a good opportunity for Asana to just get back with the rest of his team.
And Thieves now need to convert this one without losing anybody else.
Yeah, otherwise it starts to get a bit too expensive for them. Is there going to be a swing off the back of this drone? Yep, that's what they were playing off.
Lovely spam. Still working his way through. I mean, Aaron removes one more from coffers, I suppose. Gonna have to delve deep. fire up another gun into the next round, but...
And it's not a bad bonus, honestly.
Nah, round on the board for 100 Thieves, exactly.
Yeah, it's... they do enough damage to 100 Thieves there that it's going to be a little wonky coming into round 4. And they've set themselves up with a large economical advantage. They can get an operator into the hands of Cryo, too. And crucially, they've won the pistol round that so eluded them on IceBox, despite the fact that they ended up taking the map away. So, XSET are in a decent position here to start out map 2 on their permaban. I suppose it's not exactly a permaban if you leave it open, though, is it?
Wow.
Their usual ban, let's say.
Ban, yeah. Leaving it open against 100 Thieves. The game of chicken between them, honestly. Which team is putting in the more prep? Which team feels the most comfortable on it?
Whoops.
Slight miss of the one-way.
Talking about feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
BCJ, not a regular Omen player.
No. Listen, it happens, trust. But Cryo with this operator as well. The entire time he's been locking down that one angle in B main. Players of 100 Thieves, I don't think they've been really playing for B main control at all. It's just been Stellar quite passive, right?
And that might hurt them in this round, because as Derek gets tagged up with a knife, it looks like 100 Thieves want to pivot into a mid to B. They could always return to Derek through Catwalk, but definitely looks like a B piece here. They're going to be beating Cryo and Aaron.
The timing! It's absolutely everything. The players whip around, though. They find that one kill. Cryo? Pressure on him through B main. He spots the one player, just their gun passing through. Smoke up top as well. Surely you're not going to be able to take this angle.
Without a dash?
Operator!
Without a dash!
Just works his way into it. Plays inside of it, knowing that there could be the possibility of a player trying to jump up and around. The reset of the aim, not enough. BCJ with the 2. Now it's up to Derek. Is it planted in a position where he can warbang? It is off into the corner. He's going to have to do more than that. The damage is there for BCJ. Fell very low as he was sticking at the fuse, but Cryo was locking down that one sight line.
And that's the problem with not having B main control. Had they pushed Cryo off the angle in B main earlier on in the round, then perhaps that mid to B play would have worked. They would have been able to get the Jet into a position where they could more easily deal with him or potentially trade him out. But Cryo just got all of the information. He knew where everybody was going as they passed into B and allowed him to get a sneaky timing inside his own smoke. It's still a ridiculous play to go for, pushing down lane. But playoffs, Cryo will go for those.
Yep. The guy's got confidence in spades.
Yeah, and he seems to turn up in these kind of matches. More aggression here as Cryo moves his way around over to A main. Looks like the same defensive hold as the one-way goes down. Recon gets broken. This time there's an op behind it.
One-way for a one-way in the swings this time. Finding a bit of damage.
That's beneficial, though, because that's a rifle being dropped inside A main. And this time, the Killjoy battle that I was talking about earlier, Stella finally tries to take a bit more of an aggressive approach, and Aaron punishes him.
I can't believe this. Winning out the fight on either side. Cryo, he's still just egoing this. The dash-enabled bang, though. Runs his way through onto the choke point, and it's just an alternating as the swings from XSET shut down at eco. Half by. Could have got dangerous, but it wasn't. So.
Yeah, could have got a little dangerous with the rifle getting gifted over to Bang. But the swing timings are pretty perfect right now from XSET. Zeko and Cryan playing off each other masterfully over there at A Heaven. And XSET get out to a decent lead here, the likes of which they have not seen in this series so far.
Wonder, Josh, as well, you talking about this Killjoy battle that's taking place. This time 100 Thieves, it looks like they're gearing up for a fast approach into B main. A fast fight.
And even if they do this just as a fake to maintain B control later in the round, I think this is a good adaptation.
There wasn't much of a giveaway there, but now with the Paranoia playing tucked into the logs, oh, he gets the shot on his target. One on the head of Will, but only the Spectre doesn't do enough to take him out of the action.
It is a nice B take. They've given up anybody towards mid, though. And Def has that information, knows that it's not going to be a split. Now the question becomes, can 100 Thieves hold on?
Oh, Hunter's Fury from the back of the site.
Look at this double face. Good luck flanking this one, but no one's going for it.
No one, but they still control a B main position. Bang also has his ultimate. He could reposition at a moment's notice.
Does Stella use a lockdown here? That would be nasty. Oh, he goes for it. I love this idea. How on earth are you getting a retake off here?
You just have to inject once more the pace, the aggression into it. You cannot be serious.
I mean,
he's just going for it.
He can get half.
He can get half. He's going to be detained. The player's still holding this one. Bang, a TP's across into lane. There's one player there, catches the angle. The head shot is found. He finds the second one, but not enough.
What a bonkers round.
I mean, so proactive by XSET, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Understanding we can't destroy it, we just have to go.
We have to go. And what pace they took to get into the site. They instantly made the call to go for the retake. Look how powerful they are on this retake, by the way. BCJ swings in. They've already got somebody going towards stairs. And it's over. These two players that were in B main, there's no opportunity for them to get back into the site. And I like the idea from 100 Thieves. They had a double high-low setup in B main for anybody who was trying to flank. And then the lockdown, I think, against most teams there, they decide to cancel the retake. They're not as immediately responsive on the audible. Yeah. But Def controls his players and commands them charge.
You don't see that often.
No, that's
zero
a great
hesitation
round.
play. And 100 Thieves. Honestly, I like the way they opened that up as well with the B hit. It looked like it was just a lurk from Stella. It was only the turret to take the contact when they were pushing into that. There was nothing off of it. As soon as the turret spotted somebody, they paranoia played and burst out.
Yep.
It had all the makings of a great idea from 100 Thieves.
It definitely did. Will was even able to collect that first kill onto Aaron, and they got in on the site. But it's another post-plant, Bren, that goes wrong. And I don't think we can really fault 100 Thieves in that situation. I think you've got to just give credit to XSET. These retakes have been good enough to take away the win condition for 100 Thieves in this game.
That kind of discipline that's drilled into XSET. It's the kind of team they're known to be.
And they have been waiting for an international appearance for so long.
So long.
This team has just been on the outside.
Fourth place for how long?
Forever. With different rosters all over the place. And they finally look like they're in form to be able to make at minimum a podium finish. If they can keep up this pace throughout Ascent, they will be there. Minimum bronze. Within touching distance of Copenhagen. Does 100 Thieves have what it takes to do the same thing they did against FaZe and mount a comeback?
That's the question. Both of these teams. You said the minimum podium finish for winning this series, Josh. Both of these teams aren't aiming for that.
Not at all.
They're aiming for that second place spot in this playoffs, or at least to win the whole thing. Make it to Copenhagen at any cost.
The knife is gorgeous in terms of the timing. I think it got information on at least 3 players there. And they're going to use the flash, recon, combo together. I've got to say that the coordination looks really good for XSET considering they don't play this map. Bit of a trap, I think, that they've laid at the feet of 100 Thieves.
That's what I was wondering. You leave it open, you float it, you say to 100 Thieves, okay, you can pick this against this, our permaban, but it's which side is prepared the most for this? This unknown quantity.
Oh, and the 25-second lockdown being used to funnel all of the players into A. Now the responsibility on Def and BCJ.
This could turn bad pretty quickly. The 100 Thieves find some targets. They know there's a player deep in hell tucked away. BCJ gives away his life, and they're all over the place. It's going to be the recon spotting him. A quick wallbang through into the bottom of hell.
But they need to plant.
Right, and around the plant is going to go down. 3 players left remaining. I don't think you're going to be able to acquire these rifles. They're scattered across this way, that way, all over the place. Cryo still wants to lock down that one angle. The wallbang shot, the damage. Every player is so weak, and it's up to Derek. Large task, so much responsibility on his shoulders to even try and convert that for his team.
And Aaron's going to pick up the defusal. XSET with another round on the board. A nice anti-eco. It did look like it could have been a little dangerous there, but 100 Thieves are also playing against the clock. And these players don't have... I mean, that's a great kill, a great opener for Will, but these players don't have the luxury of being able to support each other and pressure heaven. Asuna's got to stick that. He has to. There was 5 seconds left. He can't help the rest of his team. And XSET pulling off a bit of a masterclass here. Making 100 Thieves look silly so far. With weapons back in hand. Can they make anything happen? It's another round where Cryo's op is staring towards A main. And that's where the rest of 100 Thieves were trying to take space. He gets another opener.
First kills just leading their way. It was a big narrative we were kind of running with in the FaZe game, honestly. Will getting shut down a lot, wasn't getting those opening kills against them.
You heard 100 Thieves talk about it, actually. Right before this match, they said XSET are pretty similar to FaZe. You know, instead of having Baby Bay and Dicey, they've got Cryo and Zekken. And 100 Thieves said if we can shut these guys down, then maybe they lack the confidence and we can snowball that forwards. I don't think that's happened at all.
Ooh, that's a good one. Turns this now into the 4v4. Right down mid, Zekken getting his head ripped off, and now you see the contact play by 100 Thieves. A bit more purposeful with their approach. Knife gets information that they know that Stella's lurking that way, and that is going to be opting now into using this null command. Asuna wants to lead the charge for his team. Still though, the angle being watched. Derek, a slight jiggle, but his position was given away. And now the players just swarming once more, trying to take position up onto the side top lane. Def in a world of hurt, but luckily his team is helping him out. Stella left alone now, 1v2. Stella down on the ground, baiting it out as well, just taps it. The potential for the res, but a swing for BCJ gives him all the information to know that the player was pushed up deep.
And if 100 Thieves can't win a round like that, I don't see where they're going to get their rounds on this attack half. They have the null command coming through in a B split where Stella already has B main control, and they still can't get the picks they need to open the site up. It took them so long to deal with the site anchors. Cryo was able to grab a pick in mid and then run through CT and grab another kill on the plant. I mean, XSET are so fast and responsive around the map, and 100 Thieves are not finding the value they need with their execs. Something needs to change, and change quickly. This is going to be a force buy. Stinger and a Spectre on the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I think a bit of a showcase of maybe desperation, understanding that they need to get another round on the board. They need to convert something. Tagged up though, all of this Soviet utility is making it so hard for the 100 Thieves to just take mid control. I mean, that's 2 tags.
The double tag, brutal. Especially considering the drone just doesn't go as far anymore.
They don't kill the alarm bot either. Oh boy. They make it so obvious. 100 Thieves, footsteps abound in B main. Def just offloads his own ultimate. The null command pushes them back. No ultimates, no utility, I should say. It's going to be able to be used, but it's going to fade away now, and the noise cut by 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves have not been pressuring mid in all of these rounds, and this alarm bot is still going to continue to gain them information. 3 players still towards this A-site anchor. Bang, working his way down mid. He's going to spot this alarm bot. Gets broken. What's the reaction here? They just sink back into more defensive positions, anticipating the B split coming through.
Yeah, at this point they know full well still. Fragment, no way is that the timing you're taking! Second whips it around, man, he finds 2 heads. And he really shouldn't have, the trade was there, but it's just up to Derek and Bang. Paranoia finds his way across, time running so low, and he does find the shot. Def dropped to 10 health in the process, but 8-1 is the scoreline of this first half, man.
And they look immaculate, XSET. Cryo's got 13 kills, and he's only died a single time. He's immortal. He's a bit better than immortal. And Seconds manages to push through that nade and catch a timing where nobody's really watching for it. There's a split second there where someone could push past the nade, and there's no guns watching. If you just hold that for an extra fraction of a second, a quarter of a second, half a second,
he doesn't get that.
Then there's no threat.
Yeah, he doesn't get the 2.
But 100 Thieves are back on an eco after forcing that one up.
This time, dumping. Aggression once more. But again, that force from the prior round means 100 Thieves are just working with scraps.
And 100 Thieves have said in the past, they don't need their stars to perform. There's even distribution across this team. And I agree. And I think that's a great strength for them to have. But having your stars perform wouldn't hurt. And at the moment, I feel like in their last 2 games... Oops. Don't know whether that was supposed to go there. Def managing to escape from that, despite being team flash. But for 100 Thieves, it's been a series of games where they have to battle uphill against monstrous performances from their opponent. Cryo and Zekken are combining together here for a masterclass in these last 2 maps. And Will and Asuna still trailing in terms of their first kills.
But it's just barely finding their marks. I mean, Will's escaped that one unscathed, but they know the positioning. They know that they're playing close up. Cryo, he holds a very passive angle of the operator in play. Damage being done as well. Derek, what can he really do? Apparently quite a bit. The Sheriff, 2 of the heads taken right off their shoulders. Spam up top as he hears that drone, tries to take him out of it, but as he jumps over, Cryo hits a ridiculous shot.
100 Thieves are going to have 2 last chances. How many rounds do they need? I think we've seen them do it with 3.
Yeah, we've seen them do it with 3.
So I'm not going to count them out completely, but my God, they are getting flattened right now. I'm talking about Will and Asuna, by the way, because in their previous series, in their last 2 series, in fact, they've gone -10 in terms of first kills to first deaths. Asuna's currently sat at 0 and 6 in terms of first kills to first deaths. So in these opening duels, 100 Thieves are losing with a large amount of consistency.
Trying to inject a bit of pace. The aggression comes into it.
And there's Asna's first.
Yeah, Asna does get it. He finds the second one on top of it. And look at this. None all combined up. Derek unleashed his Hunter's Fury as well to try and at least help them out with this push. Aaron tries to swing through, catching a bit of a timing there, but the only thing he ends up catching is one small bullet to the cranium. Cryo ends up opting to use the knives.
I mean, that is pure confidence, isn't it?
It's a 1v4. Finds the one, finds the second. You have got to be joking. A dash in. Derek shuts it down. Safe hands, safe hands.
Incredibly dangerous there. But also that just speaks to the level of confidence and the morale that is surging within the XSET camp. Of course, you can argue that wasn't the percentage play.
No,
You should probably save them for the final round. But the economy is through the roof. Cryo could buy himself a rifle to go alongside his op if he wanted to. That round, though, they found their success, 100 Thieves, by turning the pace up tremendously.
Yeah.
They went incredibly quickly. The Paranoia found large impact from Bang. And then Will and Asna are in their faces before they can react.
Lights on popped off. The Paranoia just scattered them across as well. It actually did temper that aggression to the 100 Thieves once more pushing into this site. What is utility? Cacophony of just utility and particle effects coming across the entirety of the site, but it's XSET who want to try and play for the full retake. Spike being planted, Stella now with the lockdown, and that's going to be placed. Just slightly ajar across the wall. Drone now tags up Will.
This time they can't go for half. I mean, this is a different situation, surely.
Players holding so close. The spam though, counter spam. Asuna gets caught. Cryo's holding the angle. The lockdown doesn't catch onto anyone, and Will's position was known. It was held. Bang. What a task he's got. Separated away from all these smokes that are just, again, segmenting up the site. Last player standing is Derek, and he just cannot do enough. It's 10-2 at the half here, Josh, for them. 100 Thieves, they don't get that miraculous third that has powered them forward to these comebacks before, but we're going to go to a short break. We'll find out if it's enough on the other side of this one, or will this series just be ending? Do or die time in the upper semis now for 100 Thieves, but on the other side of things, XSET, this team that's never really been able to escape that fourth place curse, that aura of mediocrity, honestly, that everyone seems to associate with them. With a win here, it's a minimum of that third place. One step closer to try and claim that spot at Copenhagen.
And Playoffs Cryo Cells is powering them there. I said that this would be, in my opinion, the biggest difference for XSET getting to Copenhagen. He's 20-2 on this map in the half. It's astounding. He's currently sat at about a 50% increase in his kills per round, doubling the amount of first kills he gets compared to his group stage performances, and absolutely diffing Will. It is ludicrous how good Cryocells is when it comes to the playoffs. And here's Asuna responding with a first kill. I said that that had been what 100 Thieves were missing. Perhaps. Not giving up just yet. We know this team has astounding mental resilience. They'll have to put a lot more on the board before I start to believe. 100 Thieves won both of the pistols on IceBox. They've now won 3 out of 4 in the series, and it wasn't good enough for them then. They've been losing heavily in the gun rounds. And you can't rely on ecos, obviously, to power yourself through a series. They couldn't even afford to right now be knocked down to an eco. So this one has to be clean. Round 15's bonus has to be clean. There is no room for error. We've seen them in this situation before, though. They were able to pull off miracles. 2 out of 3 of their maps against FaZe, recovering a 3-9 deficit. But it can't last forever.
Will tucked away. Playing in Y now, a bit of a crossfire setup. You can see also with the knife. Oh, that does tag onto the player. Will dodging the flash.
Wow.
Running all the way up close. I mean, listen. He has the dash enabled, but he is suppressed. It is going to fade away for now, though.
Aaron getting peppered down there as Stella using the same kind of hold that Aaron was himself. Turret taken down, sends the timing over for the recon, but that itself is broken quickly.
Oh, and the damage is being done. Stella being given free reign of that B main position, but eventually they overwhelm it anyway. Even with the pistols in hand, it's enough. XSET are going to be able to get onto this side. The spikes planted and pushing them back.
And this would be an absolutely devastating loss for 100 Thieves. They need to keep this one clean. Zekken has been handed the Spectre, still with 100 health to his name. And looking like he wants to try and catch a cheeky timing here.
The spam players now working their way down onto the site. Asuna, wonderful little shot. Still, Zekken is there. The fuse in play. Shock dart lineup ever so slightly missing. It's just a jar, and Will is sticking it. Healthy enough to do so. You can see the idea there from Zekken.
But in terms of keeping this one clean, it's not a win for 100 Thieves. They keep a Spectre on the board, 2 I believe. But everybody has to rebuy armor. And 100 Thieves, I mean, what is this bonus round? They have a Phantom, a Spectre, and 3 Sheriffs. With Derek, he could go for some kind of armor, but maybe saving to try and get an Operator in the hands of one of his players for later.
Contemplating as well how much utility he wants to buy. Double shock darts.
And if you just look at the economy, this looks like XSET should get up to 11 on the board. That is not a situation that 100 Thieves can particularly afford.
Quick sidestep to dodge that knife. Dart clearing through, but 100 Thieves making plays now. It's a flash and a swing. Asuna.
That was the rifle. Asuna looking for a play off the back of his flash, so now rifle goes over to Will. They're just passing it around, seeing if they can make some kind of aggression work.
He did the same kind of play on the pistol round, but it was with a drone pushed down mid. It was with at least a bit of information. This time it was just a risk being taken, I think.
A pure instinct kind of timing.
Yeah.
The paranoia there onto the drone does force out 100 Thieves, or rather XSET, sorry, to go and clear wine a little more.
Quite a full exec though.
Removes a massive tool from Bang. Not that he would have been able to use it anyway, as Def's null command comes through.
Bang, he has to lock this down, just playing deep within hell. Let's get the 2 pickoffs, but now up to Stella. Up down to his knees, Def's going to be returned back to life. The alarm bot spotting out where Stella was playing from. The positioning is known now.
30 seconds
And
left.
as suspected, the economy that 100 Thieves were working with simply doesn't afford them an opportunity to win this bonus. They couldn't make anything work. So they haven't even really damaged XSET's economy at all with this round. Not a death blow.
Ooh.
And if Stella can grab another one of these, it could end up being a little dangerous for XSET. 100 Thieves need everything they can possibly get.
He's going to have to produce some absolute
Placing swamp grenade.
ridiculous performances. Not sure where that nano swarm went.
Bounces off a cable on the floor.
Yeah, off to the side, Def. Tidy. Cleans that one up.
XSET 2 rounds away right now from breaking that 4th place curse.
They'd love it.
And taking one step further to Copenhagen. Aaron was saying in an interview that we did with him at the end of the group stage, he used to study in Copenhagen. He was confident that they were going to return. He'd already bought the tickets.
He had already bought the tickets.
It seems like this confidence was well placed. Currently with a massive lead. And 100 Thieves, 4 players with light armor. Stella with his lockdown to work with if they want to play an A retake kind of setup. Throws down a very early nanoswarm to try and deny B main control.
Yeah, just that one angle they're trying to push a player off who might be potentially playing there.
Aaron is playing even more passively, but the paranoia down mid is aggressive from BCJ, looking to fight them for mid control very early on.
They don't know that Will's repositioned just off to the side of Pizza down mid. The dash, though, is running out, and this might be his cue to get out of there. It is. Doesn't want to overstep himself.
Missed nanoswarms all over the place as Aaron just dumps one down at tiles. I don't think that one was intentional. You can see from the minimap that XSET are leaving themselves really open here to pivot in either direction. Most teams will try and take extremity control first on Ascent and then go through mid. XSET choosing the opposite approach. But in a heavy emphasis on mid control early, it allows them to split in either direction once they prod the extremities around the 50-second mark.
40 left in the round. Second running his way over towards this B side of things. Lockdown is placed down on the defenders as XSET with all the pressure on their shoulders. They're the ones who need to be able to deal with this one, yep. And it is slightly delayed. The lockdown, though, it gets destroyed. Not sure how, a bit of spam maybe, some of the utility coming into play, but they still don't have control of the site. That swing round, though, the position was not really known too well. Up to Asuna.
In a 1v3 to stop XSET from getting the match point here.
Oh, the spam, they know where he's playing, man. It's just not possible, is it? They just get him right through the wall. Wallbang in play. Now, as you were saying, Josh, one round away for XSET to be able to at least make it into that upper finals.
Yeah, we could have our first upper finalist here from North America. XSET are looking just sublime. Cryo hasn't even had to do the heavy lifting for them in this half. Already 22 kills, though. Majority of that done on their defense side. XSET have just looked perfect when it comes to the rifle rounds. 100 Thieves taking a timeout here. This could be their last attempt. Unless they can turn something around and make a run of things, they're going to be out down to the lower bracket at the minimum. Take a look at this round, though. The lockdown getting killed, I think, just with spam, as players got close to Boathouse. And XSET didn't rush things.
Oh,
I was anticipating them going much quicker. Oh, and Zekken getting such a punish there.
Yeah, with this timeout, 100 Thieves. I mean, listen, we've seen some ridiculous stuff, haven't we? But gonna need quite a bit to come back.
If 100 Thieves manage to pull this off, that organization will be the comeback team for forever onwards.
Yeah, just be etched into the history books.
But there's no reason to believe that they can. So far, XSET have been the better team in terms of getting value out of their heavy hitters, with Cryo Zekken up at the top of the leaderboard here. They've been better in terms of their attack game plans, even on IceBox, with what the Death thought was a little less of a favored comp, still putting up 6 rounds despite losing the pistol. I mean, XSET have been dominating the gun rounds. And 100 Thieves, they barely have a gun in their hand.
Yeah.
4 Spectres and a Guardian to try and keep this alive.
Not a single thrifty round win. Half by sure, but the economy's really looking rough. None of these teams have really edged it out. It's been these gun rounds that have been the difference maker, and XSET favored in almost all of them.
Do you finally believe? Is America ready to rep the set? This could be the round that puts them on the podium and sends them one step closer to Copenhagen.
Flash over the top. It's a risky play. Will he had at least the utility to supplement that swing, but he can't get the damage in.
I can't believe he doesn't get a kill there.
Good enough. He's using a Spectre.
Aaron has his lockdown. Zekken with an ultimate as well. Overwhelming advantages here for XSET as they go for an A-split.
That's a lineup, I think, to deny this lockdown. Aaron's got it. And he is going to be using it into this corner. The question is, deciding, which way do I want to place this?
They're waiting to break the alarm bot in mid first. They're making it look like a mid to B kind of fake.
Yep, and now it goes out. But, ready and waiting. There it is. Fragment is going to remove that one, but the players have already worked their way deep into mid.
30 seconds left here, and XSET, they have no information towards B main. They might have overcooked this one and given 100 Thieves an opportunity. It's going to get scrappy. It's going to come down to the final moments here.
Yeah, right down to the wire. Def in his angle. Is it going to be cleared? It's a half clear, Stella. He wins it out anyway. The players scattered, just trying to run their way through into market for VCJ. He knows he's being pressured. He has to watch down that angle. 10 seconds remaining. A rifle picked up, 6 bullets in it. A bit of spam into the angle, just in case there is a player there to catch it onto. Seconds low. 8 health. Aaron tucked his way onto the site.
Asuna's worried about a flank, but it's Zekken in this position. Will's got a decent read. Does he choose to full clear it?
No. They're giving it up. But Zekken doesn't dare peek this, not when he's so low. But he does eventually. He finds the great timing, and that is going to do it. Shuts it down. 100 Thieves not afforded the same opportunities of comebacks that they got in their prior series. And XSET with that minimum podium finish now. They make their way forwards into that upper finals. And they are just one game away, Josh. If they win that next one, they will be going to Copenhagen.
What a fantastic performance, and it's Zeko and Cryocells that get them over the line. It's perfectly thematic, and this team has done so well. They are the #1 seed in their group for a reason.
Yeah, these guys just powered forwards as well. A lot of risks being taken in this series in terms of them leaving Ascent open as well, but it paid off for them. And it's clear that Cryocells is just a different beast in the playoffs. This guy is just overperforming compared to his group stage almost every single time. It's a team that attracts a lot of doubters, but in the end, they are going to